So Dave, the first time I ever met you, we walked around Parker's Piece in Cambridge, socially distanced, but a metre apart from one another, bumped elbows to say hello, right in the midst of COVID. What on earth made you come on board with a franchise organisation in the middle of a global pandemic? What on earth were you thinking?
Just loved everything about it. The ethos, the message you were putting out there. I think the turning point was when I spoke to the three of you to see what you wanted to do, what you'd mapped out. And it was just a no-brainer, really.
Before that, you were a PE teacher, teaching children a variety of different sports, including football, did boxing coaching as well. But then you're able to go into your passion, deep into your passion into football, and run a business. Was that ever part of the plan?
I mentioned this earlier to Chaddy as well, that it was like right time, right place for me. So I'd been teaching, working with children for a long time, knew how to speak to parents, how to deal with people, built up so much knowledge from teaching. Did a bit of a PT sort of business on the side with fitness classes and stuff. So I had that knowledge and I had enough that, yeah, let's give this a go. The support you guys had on offer and the way you spoke, it was like, yeah, I've got the tools I need, they can only enhance what I'm doing. And then, yeah, it went from there.
I think you're one of the few head coaches, franchisees that have built a business by moving to a new area. So obviously, the people are often passionate about where they live, and I think there's lots of times where we've mentioned about like where you grew up and things like that, and thinking about, you know, could have bring the football fun factory there one day, maybe for the management franchise you could. But you sort of look at the head coach opportunity and you moved to Cambridge. Didn't really know Cambridge much at all. We had to educate you all about. I remember walking around Parker's Piece and telling you what all the buildings were and things like that. And you've come to know the community, and it's become your community rather than it being your natural community at the start. Establishing a business in a new area like that, were there challenges? Did you face challenges with that?
Yes and no. No, because of the support you guys gave me coming in. And yes, in terms of, I remember going to certain facilities or certain places, and you guys wouldn't give a blanket no, but because you knew the area, you knew the communities. So I kind of had a very quick response. If anything I needed, I could come to you.
Yeah.
So there was kind of a lot of digging I did, but so fortunate, again, the support I had when I came in, that it's quite easy for me to kind of take off. In terms of challenges, I think for me it was just getting to know the communities, knowing what the communities were like, knowing what the schools were like in the area. So that in a way was a challenge, but because I'd worked in schools and in those environments, it was easy for me to knock on the door, have a chat, talk about what we're doing, what I'd like to know about them. That was a challenge to get to know the communities and the sort of vibe and what was going on in those areas, but other than that,
so with your franchise now, you've got to a point in time where you've made a real success of it, you've got loads of children that you coach, you're making a big impact in the local community. Did you anticipate getting to where you are today when you first came on board?
I think it's what I wanted, but I genuinely didn't know. I knew I was going to work my backside off. I knew I was going to make the best of it. I was going to use every tool available, and I made the most of that opportunity. So it's one of those, if you follow the formula, do the right things, work hard, use every single tool available to you, 9 times out of 10, you will find success. So I think I knew I would make something of it, but I didn't expect it to take off as it has, to be fair.
So I think in franchising, you've got those people that really throw themselves all in, a bit of blind faith in some ways, and I think you had that with Johnny, Luke and I at the outset. Obviously didn't have that pre-existing relationship, so we were really appreciative of that faith and trust that you showed in us, especially in difficult circumstances with the pandemic and sessions stopping and starting again and things like that, which were really rare circumstances to be launching a business within. Obviously came through that period, saw some real success, and got to a point in time now where we're really thriving, made a huge impact in the local area. We're now looking to expand through the management franchise. When we first talked to you about the management franchise, what were your first thoughts?
Get in. I think so, as you know, I'm extremely sort of impulsive. So I like to, if I see a great opportunity, thankfully there's people like Daz who can rein me in. But yeah, I was like, let's go, where do I sign? I just knew that was the next logical step, and we've had conversations before that I like to keep busy, I want to keep growing, I want to develop, and it was like, again, just perfect timing, and I think that's where I've been really fortunate. And then you'll get people say, oh, you've worked hard for this and that, but I genuinely believe that this could fall into anyone's lap if you've worked hard enough. Now I need to make sure I work hard, do the right things to make it work and make it happen. I know it's not just going to work because my franchise has worked up to date so far. I know there's a lot more I need to do with it.
So finally then, Dave, you've got all sorts of benefits that you're going to reap from the management franchise. We're looking now to take your business onto the next level. You've got our full support in that. We're going to help you grow this far and wide. We're going to impact more children. How do you expect, if you look forward another 3 years' time, how do you expect your journey to develop, and what kind of benefits do you see for you looking ahead into the future?
I'll be making a greater impact in my community. More children will be playing football. Participation will increase. More children will have access to football on their doorsteps. And there's no sort of hiding it. Yes, it is a small business for me, but for me, the more children that play football, more children have fun. There is a byproduct of me having a successful business, but without happy, smiling children and families joining us and having fun, that other side won't happen. So yeah, just want to keep making an impact. And I personally want to develop and grow, be able to run an organisation, not just a small business where can we get thousands of children coming every week to my sessions. I don't think, it's not impossible. But yeah, how can we get there? And it's something I'm really excited for.
Brilliant. I think that it's been an absolute pleasure to see your journey today. What's absolutely brilliant about this next step for you is that we know we're now just at the very start of what seemed like a long time. It seems like a long time. We've known each other now since that very first time walking around Parker's Peaks, but we know this is just the start of your journey, Dave. So well done.
Cheers, mate.
Congratulations on your work so far.
Thanks, mate.